Joining us now is German football expert from the Athletics, Raf Honigstein. Good afternoon, Rafi.
Hello.
Good to talk to you. I mean, is it one of those things that's quite difficult to tell just how good Scotland were? Sorry, how good Germany were, considering how bad Scotland were?
I think it's easy to tell how good Scotland were.
That is very true.
It's very true.
That's true.
But you're right. I think a lot of people have not been carried away after this first performance, knowing that the opposition was probably one of the weaker ones in this tournament, I think it's fair to say. And the big questions going into the tournament haven't been answered yet. You know, Manuel Neuer, how good is he? Well, it helps if you have a shot or two to find out. How good is the defense under pressure? We don't know. How good is Toni Kroos when he has to chase after the ball? We don't know. How well do the two guys up front really combine against defenses that are a lot more on them and don't give them this kind of freedom that Musiala and Wirtz enjoyed? So we don't know. But what we do know, I think, is that Germany have a nice blend, nice balance. They look like a team, which is not something we've had in recent tournaments. They've won their first game for the first time since 2016 in a tournament. I think that's completely changed the mood, the dynamic. Just imagine you start badly, then immediately you have bad atmosphere in the camp. You have question marks about the selection, about the tactics, about the hunger and humility of the players. All these things are not there this year, and people are a lot happier. And I think Hungary, in theory, should provide a bigger test. I say in theory because I was very disappointed with them, the way they played against Switzerland, usually such a good side. But I think we'll know more about this Germany team after today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I backed Germany on the strength of that performance on Friday night because I just thought,
knee-jerk bet.
Well, sort of, but they've got everything you need to go far in a tournament. They've got good players in form, they've got a very good manager, and they've got depth. They've got a strong bench, haven't they?
Yeah, the depth is good. I think, you know, it helps when you can bring on players like Leroy Sané or Füllkrug if you want a different approach. There's good depth in the back as well. And this is with leaving a few big name players out. I think this has been one of the key calls that Nagelsmann has made. He didn't necessarily pick all the best players, but I think he picked a squad that then combines to make the best team. And that, I think, was a lesson he had to learn after some experiments, after also watching what went wrong at Bayern, where perhaps one or two egos or one or two players weren't quite as hungry and as humble as they needed to be to fit into the dressing room. And it really tells a lot that, you know, somebody like Leon Goretzka or Mats Hummels, after having pretty decent seasons, especially Hummels with going all the way to the Champions League final with Dortmund, have made the squad. I think Nagelsmann has put the collective and the togetherness and the harmony beyond having the biggest amount of individual talent inside the squad. And it's a big call that seems to be vindicated at this point.
Do you expect any changes to the starting 11 today? I mean, Füllkrug did very well when he came on. Sané came on for Wirtz as well. Do you expect him to stick to the same team, Raf?
I'd be really surprised if we saw any changes that didn't have to happen because of injury or maybe considerations about yellow cards and so on, because this Germany team have just started gelling. This is, I think, now the fourth time that they will play in the starting 11. And you can see how little relationships are beginning to blossom, how the fullbacks understand when to push, when to move inside, because it is quite a tricky formation if you think about it. I mean, they play with 3 number 10s, essentially, because Wirtz and Musiala are both happiest inside. Gundogan is being pushed further up to allow Kroos to dictate the game behind him. And then they have a centre forward who a lot of people, and I would include myself in that, say he's actually more of a number 10 than a centre forward as well in Kai Havertz. But somehow, well, not somehow, I think it works because of the intelligence of the players involved, and also because you have nice balance with somebody like Robert Andrich doing the less glorious work behind them, and the willingness to rotate and move a lot and play between the lines. But as I said, I think Hungary should be a much trickier opponent because they defend so well and they usually defend so deep and make it so hard for players like us, to the ones we have, to find those spaces. So I think we'll know a lot more about this current setup with this lack of width, if you will, after today's game.
And presumably the German public are really enjoying the tournament. The football's great, and we've seen some lovely matches, and the crowd looks well attended. So with the home team doing well, it's probably going to grow.
Yeah, I think it's been a good start. The weather has been not quite as spectacular as 2006. The trains, I think, have left a lot to be desired, and it's a bit of a national embarrassment for the whole world to see just how far we've moved away from German punctuality and stereotypes. Yeah, it's not a surprise to Germans, I have to tell you. I mean, we've unfortunately experienced this now for quite some time. But for the whole world, the whole of Europe, to see just how bad things are is an embarrassment. Beyond that, I think what helps is, that Germany is very accessible. You see big sort of movement of people coming in and out the country just for match days. The Poles arrived, the French arrived, the Belgians arrived, the Dutch, and that adds a lot to the excitement. But also, of course, Germany has huge populations with a migratory background. You have the Turks, you have the Albanians, you have the Croatians, you have the Italians, and that adds that extra bit of spice and mix to it. And I think it's been, especially with the football and the atmosphere, really good so far. Really, really good.
Yeah, especially Turkey, Albania yesterday was amazing. That was such a great atmosphere.
Georgia.
Yes. Georgia. I'm watching Albania now, sorry. I'm on fire today. Raf, we'll let you... I said Scotland were good. Raf, thank you. We'll let you get off to the stadium. Appreciate you joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.